service is provided by freeconferencing.com. Please enter your access code followed by the pound. This menu will repeat. Access code accepted. There is one other participant in this conference. Please announce yourself.
Jen from New Jersey.
James from Portland, Oregon. It's Rick Cantu, Houston, Texas. James, Portland, Oregon. Welcome to the call. This is your host, Kevin Foster. How you guys doing tonight? Go ahead and state your name and where you're calling from. James, Portland, Oregon.
Jen from New Jersey.
Who else do we have on the call so far?
Jen from New Jersey.
Here in Cypress or Houston. No, welcome to the call. As we're waiting for people to come on, how's everybody doing out there today? Do you guys all have a rocking day?
Oh, heck yeah, I did.
Good job. Had a good one. Right on. Emergency alert. Emergency alert. The headsets are getting hot. Headsets are getting hot. Thank you for joining the call. This is your host, Kevin Foster. Go ahead and state your name and where you're calling from. Richard C., Houston, Texas, Kevin. Well, what's going on, my man? Trying to keep my eyes open. I know you are. Go ahead and mute out for me, brother, and I'll bring you on here in just a minute. Gotcha. All right, bro. Welcome to the call. If you're just joining, please go ahead and announce yourself and where you're calling from.
This is Glenda in Texas.
Welcome to the call, Glenda in Texas. Welcome to the call. If you just joined us, go ahead and state your name and where you're calling from.
Brenda Green, Apple Valley, California.
Hi, Brenda. Welcome to the call.
Thank you. How are you?
Fantastic. Hey, guys, we don't have a moderator line tonight for this number, so if you can make sure you guys mute out, I'm going to do a little bit of question and answer at the very end, but I really need everybody to make sure their phones are muted out. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead and state your name and where you're calling from. Carl from Tennessee. Carl out in Tennessee. Welcome, Carl. If anybody else is on the line that hasn't done so, if you could please go ahead and state your name and where you're calling from, and then make sure to mute your phone out. We do not have a moderator line tonight. I need everybody to stay muted if possible, please. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't done so, please go ahead and state your name and where you're calling from. Marty in Nevada. Welcome to the call. All right, folks, we're going to have to get this started here real soon because the guest speaker on this call is normally in bed by an hour already, and we are keeping him up. So we're going to be starting here in just a moment. One last time, if you haven't done so, please go ahead and state your name and where you're calling from, and then mute out your phone, please. Tick-tock, tick-tock. And I for sure thought we'd have a whole bunch of more people on this call. I guess you folks are going to be the lucky ones and get to hear it first and straight from Mr. C's mouth and mine. If you've just joined us, real quick, please go ahead and state your name and where you're calling from, and then go ahead and mute out your phone line. We need all lines muted out for this call. There is no monitor line, so please go ahead and do that now, and we're going to get started here in just a second. I'm Michael Kennedy, San Diego. Welcome to the call, Michael. Thank you.
It's John and Pat from Colorado.
Colorado. Welcome to the call. Anybody else want to say something real quick? Announce yourself. I'm going to be starting here in just a sec. It's time for us to go ahead and start this call. This is going to be a brief overview call tonight of the plans that Richard and I have been working on behind the scenes to help you guys grow your pay leg in OneCoin. And we want to do this by using the method and simplifying this down, just breaking it down to the trader level and what the trader level and building at that level can do. We always hear all this talk about the bigger packages, the tycoon packages, the premier package right now. And that's not feasible for everybody on the team. And so we want to show you guys how powerful this compensation plan is and how hopefully we can help you guys start generating an extra $500 in income every month. And that's the basis of what this call is going to be about and what we're going to be doing to put in place and get this thing going. And we're probably going to have a call on Mondays and Thursday nights here in the very near future that are going to focus on Dr. Ruja and how to build the opportunity at the trader level. So with that being said, I'm going to bring on a special guest. Not many of you guys have heard him, but he is actually one of the key leaders behind not only Bob Byram, but Maurice and Sal, and initially started the whole call process that we've been going through since February. So I'd like to bring on an extremely intelligent businessman. He is super sharp in all aspects of business. This guy teaches me more and more stuff every day, and I'm truly blessed that he reached out to me a couple weeks ago and got to know me and wants to really focus on doing something that him and I are both really passionate about. So Richard C., I know your time is limited. If you could please unmute your phone and join us, I'd really appreciate it, sir.
Thank you for having me, Kevin. Am I coming in okay?
Yeah, you're coming in all right.
Great. Well, my name's Richard C., and thank you for having me on the call. I live in Houston, Texas. One of the things that Kevin and I have been working on here for the last couple of weeks, we wanted to reach out to the people that have kind of struggled working with their pay legs. And there's other teams out there that are working on a higher level with tycoons and stuff like that. And we realized that most people, a lot of people, don't have that kind of income at their disposal. So we were talking back and forth, and we thought that we would just go ahead and see what would happen if we just started a Do-To Trader Pack club. And what that is, basically, is you come in at the €530 package. And the reason we picked that is because that's really the real stepping point, the first step in starting your business, because people that come in at the €130 level, they're not qualified, and they have to go and get upgraded to get the first level of mat. So we just started at the very bottom of the packages, because if you come in at the 530, people will come in and do what you do. And in my case, when I first got started in the business at the very beginning, I was blessed enough to get called by Bob Byram, and he had been speaking with Sal and Marie, so I was actually the third person to come in the United States group here, as you all are a part of. And my business exploded, and a lot of people came in at the very beginning at the smaller packages. Just about everybody did, just so you know. So there's no shame and not going out and talking to people about the smaller packages, because every single one of those people, out of all the folks that I have sponsored, all of them have upgraded, and many of them have several packages and large packages and have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of coins already because they got in at the very beginning. But many of them started at the very small packages. So Kevin and I had been talking, and we thought that we would want to break down some of the numbers for you all so you could see that making an extra $500 a month on a consistent basis is very exciting to make money, not just on the passive side with the coins, but with the binary as well. And it's a good chance that most of you people are on the call that are already in my group and on my right or my left. And what I did at the very beginning is I got on my cell phone and I just started calling people and talking to people and asking them if they heard about that new cryptocurrency. And they would say no, and then I would plug them into a call. Well, since all of our leadership, Sal and Maurice, have been traveling, the calls have been taken down to just one call a week, which I'm not a fan of. I actually want the calls back in place again, at least a Monday, Thursday, or a Tuesday, Friday, even though we haven't had a Friday call, but I would love to have at least a two call per week minimum, and have us support that. So if you, our plan here is to show you the benefit of coming in at the 530 package and sharing that with the people that you bring on board, because they will do what you do. And that's what happened with me. And I shared it with a lot of people, and I created massive spillover just by going and sharing and putting one under one, under one, under one. And I just kept doing that. And I did that on both legs. I haven't had any spillover from nobody up above me, not one person. And everything that I've done it completely on my own, on an extremely part-time basis, because I'm very limited on my time. I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I get off 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon, depends on the days. And my time is very, very limited. So we wanted to come up with something that everybody could be a part of, that would make sense. And we felt that the 530 package made the most sense, because people would be coming in and getting there too. And if they came in at the 530 level, they would ask, well, I get asked a lot, well, what did you do? What did you come in at? And so I shared with them that I came in I came in at a low level, because I was looking at the website and I wanted to peek at it. And then later on, I bought I think I started at the very beginning with just a starter package, and I looked at it, and then I bumped it up to a pro trader. And then when I saw how quickly it was going and how many people were interested in it, in the program, then I went ahead and became a tycoon. So it all started very slow at the very beginning, and we all used the calls. We promoted the calls. So Kevin and I wanted to get back in getting calls back together again and getting them on a more consistent basis. I don't have any problem not having a call on Friday nights, because people are getting off work, they're going out for dinner, they're cashing their checks. And so Kevin and I thought that a Monday, Thursday might work. And of course, the other opportunity, the main opportunity call, is every Tuesday. And so Kevin and I, we reached out to Charlotte, and she has put out a graph that has all of what the money looks like, built down several levels, to where we can show you how you can start getting your 2, who gets 2, who gets 2. And what I did, that's if you're starting from scratch. But if you already have a business already built on you already have a large leg, you can do 1, who gets 1, who gets 1, who gets 1. And that's what I did. And when people seen the growth, and they seen that people were falling underneath them, they got excited. And so then when they seen the growth, since they never had been successful in anything in the past, they upgraded, and then they started sharing with their friends, and then we had the splits, and then the people got excited about the splits, and then of course the coins increased in value, and it created a tsunami, but it all started out with one. It's not going out trying to bag the big whale all the time. It's getting sometimes a bunch of minnows who become whales in the process, and that's really that's who I am. That's what I did, and that's how I got started. And most of the people in my group, they've all started out in a smaller position, with the exception of a few folks came in at Tycoon. But after they got in and they understood the power, and we could prove to them that people are building this business, the coins do go up in value, and the tokens do split. When they saw that all that was happening, to give validity to our program, and everybody got excited, and so it just took off. And at some point, you reach somebody who's going to jump in and really tear it up, and you might have to go down 2 or 3 levels. You might have to get 10, 20 people, I don't know, until you get pay dirt of some sort, somebody who really wants to go. So if you have somebody on your weakest leg right now that is your strongest person who is working, we want to get a hold of that person, and we want to plug them into the Do 2 Trader Club, to where we can start building under that person. And it doesn't matter whether you have one leg you need to build out or 2, it's the same. It works the same. It's basically, you do one, you do the other, and it's not a big deal. And you can do it for everybody. And in the other clubs, they had made mistakes and had people that were coming in from other groups that were signing up because they wanted to be in the Tycoon Club. And you don't have to do that. You do not have to put a position underneath someone else in their pay leg to where they get paid and so forth. So we want to show you how you can put people in your own pay leg and build that out one person at a time, and that's exactly how I built my business. So Kevin, if you would like to share with them a little bit about what the numbers look like, so they can see how they can generate income on a weekly basis. It started out very, very fast for me, because I kept getting one person who got another person, and so forth and so on, and I just kept putting one under one under one. And what that does, it creates momentum, and it gets your whole team excited, because I built both legs from scratch. I did not have any help, and I did it in the least amount of time, because I'm tied up with my own business. So it can certainly be done, but we wanted to create a meeting place, a call that you could bring people to that may not have the 3,000 euros and 12,500 euros. You know, they may not have that kind of money at their disposal, but you can play in this game and make a huge amount of money and do that at the smaller packages, and more people can play in that arena than they can at the larger level. So that's one of the reasons Kevin and I, we talked about this with some of the people on his team, and we wanted to share this with other people in their group. We want to help you, and I want to help you build your pay leg. And we can do that by just plugging into the system, getting people on the calls, and we have a Facebook page that's set up, and we'll be doing these calls on a regular basis. So, Kevin, if you'd like to share some of the numbers with them, I'll send it back to you, buddy.
Okay, my friend, thank you for taking the time out of your schedule, and I do appreciate all the info you shared with everybody. Get some rest, my friend, and we'll put up future announcements on further calls regarding this topic, and we'll have Richard on some of those calls as well. So with that being said, basically I put up a sponsor tree timeline photo that's in the Do 2 Trader Club Facebook group, and if everybody has the time to go look at that, I don't know if you already have it up in front of you right now. If you do, great. You can follow with me on this. If you don't, you can refer to it later, and hopefully everything I say will make sense and become clear to you as to how we can go and proceed with this. So basically, starting at week 1, we can show you if you get your 2, one right, one left, you can earn a bonus of $150. Your direct sales bonus is $50 for each side. Your network bonus is a $500 network bonus for matching each side, so you get another $50, and that's $150 in your first week. Now, this is interesting because week 2, you actually may not make as much. It's going to be $130 in week 2. You're going to get 10% of the $1,000, $100 from each leg. Your matching bonus for the generational bonuses on that level is going to be $15 for each side for a total of $130. Your third week, your network bonus of 10% on $2,000 in volume is going to stretch out to, $200 on each side, or $100 on each side for $200 total. 10% check match is $13 on your front line, which is another $26 for a total of $226. Week 4, your total bonus can be up to $445.20. Your network bonus, 10% of $4,000 of your week leg equals $400 in bonus money. Your matching bonus for your Generation 1, 10% check match, $22.60 per side. That's $45.20. And the total of $445.20, and for the total earned over 4 weeks is $951.20. Now, obviously, if somebody comes in at a higher level, you're going to have the ability to earn more, and so you're going to see those numbers be skewed a little bit and go up. But we're keeping it simple on that level, and I think this is something that's doable for everybody. And if we learn and understand the power of the comp plan about how powerful the check matches become, after your first month, you're 60-40 split, going to your additional coins to your account, plus the cash in your cash account. You're sitting on a position to where you're probably going to have about $500 to $600 of extra spending money that you've earned over that time. Plus, you're going to have about another $400 that went back into you acquiring additional coins. And I could be a little off on that. It may be scaled a little differently due to the direct bonus being 100% into your trading account. So you got to keep that in mind as well. But it's really, really, I think, something that everybody can do on this call. And I love the fact that we're isolating this down to each individual person's pay leg. And again, like Richard was saying, everybody has the ability to work with what they already have. So if you dig into your team and find, offer this an opportunity for people to learn how to build this on their pay legs, and we all combine and duplicate this, I think our teams can grow really fast, and we can start catching up some of those bonus money that people have on their pay leg. So with that being said, I'm going to stop talking about the compensation part of this. And there's a couple other topics I want to touch on really quick because I was asked to. One was some people are not understanding fully how the coin value is affecting their account. And what I mean by that is some people were asking their sponsors today that, like, how much the value of their account truly is. And these are people with tycoon packages that really just don't even understand what we've got going on. And when they they were shown how many coins they have and how they're calculated out, they were like shocked. They had no clue that they had already earned that much money just on the appreciating asset that they own now. And so I want to make sure that everybody's clear on that when you're showing people how this works, if you have coins in your account, use a visual aid and show them the value, so that they truly can understand. And if they're still not clear after you explain it, check with your upline. Maybe you can get some assistance through your success line on how to properly present that to somebody, or help get over the hurdles that they're getting stumped with. I'm trying to see what else here we got to go over. That right now is pretty much it. I think for the most part, most people know how to work this comp plan and how to build. If anybody is not sure how to do that, let's please go ahead and get in connection with your success line and have them kind of walk you through placement. Still pretty much right, left for everybody. And as long as we are always building on our pay leg, which it could be either leg, it depends on the amount of volume. So we have to look at our dashboard and see which side is strongest, so that when we're placing new people, we can try and place them on the side that's going to help create those network bonuses for us. I want to open the call up for a few questions. So if you have a question, please go ahead and unmute the phone, and let's try and be respectful of everybody trying to ask questions. And let me go ahead and take the first question right now if anybody has one. Does anybody have any questions at this point?
This is John in Colorado.
Hey, John, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you. How about yourself?
Doing very well, my friend. What can I do for you?
I need to ask about the splitting of the tokens. We have a tycoon package. I'm just wondering, when the mining difficulty changes while you are mining, does that affect what your tokens? Like if we came in at our tycoon package, I believe was at 12 to 1. Right now they're still mining and the difficulty's gone up to 20 to 1. Does that affect my package? Does my difficulty go up with that? Or am I locked in at 12 to 1?
You're locked into 12 to 1 on the tokens that you mined at 12 to 1. So have you been through a split yet?
Yes, we've done one split and we're getting ready to do our second.
Okay. So when your first split happened, you got the additional tokens, and I believe those also mined at 12 to 1.
Yes.
Okay. So your next split, when you get your 120,000 tokens this time, it's going to collect all of the tokens that you purchased between the last split and the current split through your trading account, and the 120,000 tokens that you get as part of the split. All of those will split, and you'll have, say, I don't know what you made in your trading account. So let's just say you didn't make anything, and we're working off the 120,000. Those will mine at 20 to 1.
Okay, so the next split will come in at 20 to 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Because everybody's saying, the language that the people have been using is that when you buy the package and you start mining the tokens, you're locked in at that mining ratio at 16 to 1 or 12 to 1. We bought in when the split will be happening while we're mining. We didn't have to have the tokens out. We bought before the 12th of June, I believe it was.
Right. So you're eligible to constantly mine, where those that didn't, come in before then had to make a choice to mine or wait for a split. And so, yes, you will get the split for sure. Your second split is guaranteed because of the promotion that you were part of. and your coins always, when they are submitted, and they should be documented in your in back office account. It should tell you what the number of tokens were submitted and what the ratio was. And I've noticed that after the last split, they haven't been marking what the ratio is. They've just been saying, it's like a split bonus and what it is. But I believe everybody that got in on the last split got their tokens at 12 to 1. Anybody getting tokens on the next split will, if it's 20 to 1, then they'll get 20 to 1. If it's 30 to 1, then they'll get 30 to 1.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you very much. I answered my question.
Not a problem. Glad I could be of help. Anybody else have a question they'd like to ask?
Hey, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
I have a question about someone who buys the Tycoon package now that the promotion is over. Are they still guaranteed 2 splits? And if so, do they have to refrain from mining until those 2 splits happen?
Yes.
Okay.
If they mine, what we would recommend right now is that they mine the tokens after they get their first split and not take advantage of their second split to start mining.
Right, because of the difficulty ratio going up.
The difficulty level will probably be up so high that if they wait, they'll actually get less coins than they would if they were to start mining after this next split.
Okay, cool.
Okay?
Yep.
Anybody else have any questions? Come on, guys, fire away. Let's do this.
I do. I have a question. I heard that on one of the leadership calls that if the split barometer is at 65% or above and you have tokens in your account, that's the time to wait for the split. Is that right?
It's really discretionary. Sal initially, when I talked to him about this, said 70%, and then he hesitated and said 68%. I think it's really kind of up to the individual. I think anything above 70%, I would definitely wait. 68%, I might hang on. I don't know, but I tend to follow what Sal does because he hasn't led me wrong.
Okay.
So I'm just passing on what his suggestion is. Now that may change depending on how high the mining ratio goes up. On today's leadership call, Sal made it sound like between this split, when it happens, and the next split, that we could be looking at double-digit value of the coin, which means that the coin, if he's correct, is going to be over $10 a coin.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome.
No guarantees. Again, let's make sure we're clear on that. These are all opinions and assumptions and just going off the numbers and the trends that we've already experienced so far.
Okay.
Okay? And his example, if you haven't listened to it on the leadership call today, go back and refer to it. He explains how it went up 5 cents and then 20 cents, and now we're up to 44 cents. So you can start seeing when the ratio goes up and when the reevaluations get done, there's a bigger gap in cents, that we're experiencing as far as the amount of increase. Next time maybe it'll go up to 80 cents. And then the following time it'll go up, $1.60 or $2. It won't be a 44% jump. Or a 44-cent jump. It'll be actually $1 or $2. So that's what he's referring to in that sense.
Mm-hmm. And does that change like when the splits happen?
The mining ratio goes up, I believe, when the companies mine so many coins. I believe it has to do with how many coins are now available. I don't quite understand what determines when the ratio goes up, but I'm pretty sure it's based volume of coins out in the field that our members own.
Okay.
Does that make sense or no?
It does make sense, but it's still like a little unclear to me because like I don't know if the split times are closer together or farther apart together, the higher the value goes up.
You know, it's not been an easy thing to track. Initially, my experience was 4, then 4 to 1, then 6, then 6 to 10, then, you know, so we jumped from 6 to 10, which was 4, and then we jumped from 10 to 13, which was only 3. And then we went again another 3 to 16, and now we've jumped 4 to 20. So it's not a real predictable number. I really think it's based on the volume that's coming in and how many coins are now in the field, and then the reevaluation from the audits, which determine where we're actually at as far as price.
Okay.
And you gotta remember, we're also the value is always going to be a little bit lower than what the actual true value is, and that's typical with stocks and anything else. And I'm just repeating stuff that I've heard in regards to that. Please do not take that as financial advice.
Okay.
Alrighty, did we get your questions covered?
Yes, you certainly did. Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome. Anybody else have a question they'd like to go over?
Hey, Kevin, it's Susan.
Hey, Susan, how are you?
Good, good. Could you touch on 2 subjects for the newer people on the call? One, kind of go over what tokens to mining to the coin means, and then also maybe touch on the subject of keeping this simple and not get too technical in the beginning, because a lot of the newer people aren't going to know the language. They're not going to have everything known to them, so maybe keeping it simple in the beginning when they're talking to people, kind of what we've done, and kind of walk them through what they should be doing in the beginning. That would help, I think, a lot of people.
Okay, I'll do my best. Can you repeat your first question, though?
Yes. Kind of explain to people what the token, the mining to the coin means. Because I think a lot of the new people still don't understand the process. You know, you get your tokens.
Okay, I know how to answer that. I got you. All right. So what Susan's saying is you buy your educational package, and your educational package comes with X number of levels, depending on what package you purchase. And each package is given an amount of tokens that comes with that package. So, for instance, the trader comes with 5,000 tokens. Those 5,000 tokens are a gift. They are basically free and part of the package. Tokens are what are needed, though, to be able to mine for coins. And when I say mine for coins, it means you're trading X number of coins, X number of tokens for one coin. So right now our coin value, the ratio is 20 to 1. So for every 20 tokens that you turn into the mining system, you're going to receive 1 coin for that. And that's how it breaks down, and that's why it's always better to get in the earlier the better, because as we go up, when we go to 30 to 1, if you do the math, you're going to receive a lot less coins for the same package. Although the value of the package is going to be the same, because the dollar amount of each coin is worth more, it's a matter of you possessing as many of those coins at the lowest possible price. Does that answer what you wanted me to cover on that topic, Susan?
Yes.
Okay. And can you go ahead and repeat your second question for me real quick?
The second question was, can you kind of explain to the new people how to keep it simple in the beginning versus trying to answer everyone's questions and kind of what we do as a flow for the team?
Sure. All of us have different methods of marketing, and we have different ways that work well for one another. And the reason I'm bringing this up is people have different methods of how they're sharing this opportunity with people. I myself am very into making a connection with a person, finding out what they're about, who they are, what drives them in life, what they're passionate about, and I try and find an angle into the opportunity that relates somehow to something that's relatable to them in their personal life. And so in my process and approach, I like to use more of the sizzle call method. I like to put a person on the phone with me, and we listen to the sizzle call together. And I ask a simple question at the end of the call. Does that intrigue you, or would you like more additional information on this topic so that you might be able to participate in something like this and find value in, a way for your family to potentially profit from an appreciating asset? And I really don't, and that's probably even a little long-winded for what Susan's asking. So the main thing is getting them on the sizzle call by asking them, have you ever heard of Bitcoin? Have you ever heard of cryptocurrency? Would you be interested in listening to a little call that might provide you with some information that's, could be financially beneficial for you? As far as after that, what I personally like to do is get a email address, phone number, and username and full name of the person if they are interested. If they're not interested, then I don't even really bring it up anymore. I put them on my follow-up list for a little later on down the road, and I move on to the next person. I don't worry about whether they're not interested now or not. I just want the exposure, and the more people that tell me no, the better, because I'm looking for a certain amount of no's when I'm prospecting versus yeses. And so a yes doesn't get me to my goal, where a no does. But that's a whole different topic. Now, as far as what I do after the sizzle call, if they are interested, I create their account, and then I send them the One Savvy Business presentation, which is about 15 minutes long. And while they're going through that, I typically pull up the presentation so I know about where they should be when they're watching it. I'll even stay on the line with them, and while they're doing that, if they want to. And then on the side, I'm creating their rookie account. And so when they're done, I give them their username with a fake password that it's like a dummy password. And I say, here's your free account. Go ahead and take a look at our back office, validate the things that you've heard, and check us out and see what we're all about. And I leave it at that. I really don't close at that point. I don't try to close at that point. I encourage them to get on leadership calls and let other people do the work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Does that help answer that, Susan?
Yes, it does. Thanks, Kevin.
Okay. And real quick, let me go back to one other topic on that. If you're more of the say online marketer or internet marketer, I still think it's extremely advantageous if you're sending out bulk emails or anything, if you get any responses back, that you really take the time to pick up the phone, qualify the person. Are these people that you want to work with? Be confident enough about your business to know that there are people out there that you maybe don't really want to work with. They may be interested in the opportunity, but we want to be comfortable with the people we're working with as well. And so if you have that kind of posture, I think it really helps in the end as far as closing and showing confidence in what you have to offer. Anybody else have a call or a question? Yeah, this is Leroy. Hi, Leroy. How are you tonight? Oh, good. On upgrading a Tycoon with that premium trader package, if you have any tokens in mining, will they go through the split also? Yes, they will. Now, they're in mining already. They're not. They've been submitted to mining, and they'll still go through the split with that premium trader package. When did you sign up for your Tycoon? It was it was way back in March. It went through 2 splits already. Okay, then they wouldn't split again with the premium. It would just be the coins you accumulated from the premium, and probably any of the tokens that you got from your trading account that you purchased over that time period. Those may split. I don't know for sure on that yet because we haven't had this experience yet. This is now our 3rd split, so I'm sure we'll learn something new off this one as well. So it wouldn't be that big of an advantage to upgrade a Tycoon, that it would be better just to put it in a new position. Well, not necessarily. I mean, it depends on how you want to go about it. I personally would pick a new position because you're going to generate a fast start bonus to your original account, which is going to give you more coins in the long run as well. Right. So that to me is the advantage there. You're not getting an increase on your cap for weekly earnings, and you can kind of extend your pay leg down and add volume to your pay leg. Right. Which is going to also if you say you have 20,000 on your power leg and you put in a premium on your pay leg, you just generated a $1,250 network bonus. Right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, no problem. Anybody else got any questions? We're getting pretty long on this call. If not, we can wrap up. But if anybody's got anything else, I'm here. All right. If everybody could just unmute your phone and tell me whether or not you got value out of this call. I'd like to hear some quick feedback. And then we'll close out the call. I got some value. Thank you.
I got value.
I've got value.
All right. All right. Do you guys like this kind of call as far as getting educated on what we're doing? Is this helping?
Yes.
Yes, good call.
Definitely. Okay, great. So we're on the right track. All right, you guys, if you can just be patient with Richard and I while we put this together. I'm going to be out of pocket this weekend, and hopefully with this getting off tour, we will be able to get this more dialed in for you guys. So appreciate your time. And
Call recorded?
no, it was not recorded. We are on a limited call here. I don't have a moderator line. I'm sorry, but hopefully everything will get better here in the very near future, okay?
Hey, Kevin.
Yes.
Hi, this is Jen. I'm recording the call right now, so if anybody needs it, I have it. It's here. It's available.
Perfect. So look at that. We got a team member out there helping us. That's what I love about this team. Jen, we'll look forward to having that posted when you get it rendered. And if you could please put that in the D2 Trader Club, I'd love it.
You want me to put it in the file?
You can just post the whole call as a post in the D2 Trader Club.
Okay, cool.
Okay?
Yeah, sure thing.
You're welcome. Thank you for recording it. I appreciate that.
No problem.
All right, folks. Thank you all so much for your time, and we look forward to continuing to provide you as much value as we can. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome.